What's good, 30 slashers? Welcome to episode 594 of Horror Research 30. And tonight we're headed back to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza for Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2. Just to give you guys a little tidbits about the movie. It was released December 5th, 2025. It was directed by Emma Tammy, written by Scott Cawthon, starring Josh Hutcherson as Mike, Piper Rubio as Abby, Elizabeth Lael as Vanessa, and Matthew Lillard as William Afton. Mike and Vanessa are trying to move past the horrific events of last year, of all the craziness that happened last year in that pizzeria. Abby misses her friends, and her friends are those animatronics. She has some dangerous friends. We'll go and say that. There's gonna be some secrets revealed that were just buried deep. There's gonna be some fun. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, watch out for Charlotte. She's dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Watch out for her. I gotta ask you guys a question. Do you think, horror fan, there will be more frights in these 5 nights than there was in the first one? Let us know in the comments. As we slice and dice this film, join us in the comments, and I wanna welcome you all to the madness.
Ooh.
Yo, we are here again.
What's up?
Another episode of Horror Research 30, as you heard in the intro. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which I gotta tell you guys this, right? This is before I say what's up and all that shit. So I had to do this intro twice. The first time I did it, recorded it, and as I was editing it, for some reason I was referring to this movie as Fast Freddy's. So I was like, son of a, and it was at the fucking end of the intro. So I'm like, son of a bitch, I gotta do this all over again because I'm calling this shit Fast Freddy's. I have no idea why. And then I'm thinking because the pizzeria, Freddy Fazbear's or whatever.
Yep.
And I'm just like, damn it. Why did it have to be like? Why couldn't it be earlier in the thing? Why did it have to be at the end? Why did it have to be at the very freaking end? Whatever the case is, it happened. But yeah, we're here. And shit, man, part two of this movie. But before we get into this movie, before we dive into this film, how's everybody doing? What's good and what's new? Gamer, how you doing?
What's happening? Chilling. Super excited. The garden is coming along and spending time outside. As soon as I get done here, actually, I'm gonna go fuck around and get some tram stamp done.
Nice. How about
Sunshine
you, Johnny?
Staying out longer, you know?
Oh man, pretty good, man. If you guys have been watching, I've been doing the Al Pacino retroactive on April Chino. Well, that's pretty good. We had Trevor. I said Travis. We had Trevor on yesterday. We talked about cruising and we talked about Serpico. It was a good discussion, an hour and a half. One of our longest episodes, yeah. And then if anybody from Akron is watching, on the stand-up comedy tip, next Thursday or the Thursday after, I'm not sure yet. Open mic showcase at Baxter's. Come check that out. Watch me tell some jokey jokes on the stage. But other than that, that's all I really got going on.
Nice. It's awesome. Well, I had the day off today. I had a little dentist appointment. It's a dentist appointment. They're never fun. Like, yeah, I'm going to the dentist. It's gonna be bad fun. And then just kind of, chilled out. It's nice out. It's actually fucking hot out. So it's a plus that the snow and stuff is gone. But I prefer nice 70s with a nice light breeze, or maybe mid 70s with a nice light breeze.
Yeah.
Open window weather, t-shirt weather type stuff. Not super hot, but like that nice comfortable coolness.
Not July.
and August. Yeah. When it gets super hot, 80s and up is just unbearable. You don't have a nice pool and all that stuff. It's ridiculous. It's unnecessary.
Exactly.
It's unnecessary. It's very unnecessary, actually, especially if you want to go to Lebanon Valley Drag where they don't have a lot of shade. It's 80 or 90 degrees. The cars like it better when it's cooler, just like we do.
Yep. Yes, yeah.
The cars like it better, a lot better, actually.
That's why I'm going car shopping right now. That's why I'm hoping my car has a nice good AC. You know, that's all I ask for.
Well, no, that shouldn't be all you, because it can have a great AC and then nothing else.
Yeah. We sit in the driveway but the wind is blowing. I can't move.
Yeah.
The whole family taking turns rotating in and out of the vehicle to stay cool during the summer and the cookout.
Oh man. But yeah, so man. Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I'll say this before we dive into our ratings. I will say I did like it better than the first one. And to answer my own question, I do feel like basically I was asking, if you guys feel that this one had a more horror vibe, like a horror feel than the first one did. I think it did by quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I was dead ass serious about Charlotte. You need to watch out for Charlotte because she's crazy. She's dangerous and she's crazy. Now, with that said, let's dive into our ratings. I'm gonna kick it off with you, gamer. What do you give this movie?
Like you, I enjoyed this one more. Even my lady said the same thing. She gave the first one a 5.5, I think she said. And then this one she gave a 7, and I thought she was right on point. I gave this one a 7.
Nice. How about you, Johnny?
Yeah, I never found the first movie to be that offensive. I would have the first one at a 6.5. This one is definitely better than the second movie. This was definitely better than the first movie. I really found myself liking it a lot more the second go around. And back in December, I had it at a 6, but now I think I will bump it up half a point, 6.5, because I really did have fun. Now, I don't know what was going on the first time. Maybe I was going through like a breakup or some shit, but this time I really found myself just enjoying this movie because I knew what it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll give it. This is tough. I'll give it a 6 for right now. I'll give it an even 6. Again, I do feel it was definitely better than the first one. More of the horror feel. And I guess I have to look at this movie from a different perspective of like, this is a good horror movie for kids or preteens or maybe like young teens, depending on your household, depending on your children, what their level of horror is. But I feel both of these two movies, especially if the kids are into the games, I know they're not a very great representation of the games, but I do feel with a younger audience, they may accept that more just because, oh, cool, it's Five Nights at Freddy's, and then, oh, cool, it's a movie. I remember going to see the first one and seeing kids there because we went to go see the first one in theaters. This one, it's out on Peacock, so I watched it on, Peacock, so we watched it on Peacock.
Because I would put.
No, you're good. No, but I was gonna say though, so like if I'm looking at it from a kid's perspective, my rating's still a 6, but I can kind of see. Understand. I thought he fell out his damn chair.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
Nah, my camera fell.
I was like, Chris.
Yo, it looked like you just fell back. But no disrespect when I say this, because what I'm about to say is going to sound very disrespectful. The sound of the camera landing wasn't loud enough for the sound of you landing on the floor.
Yeah. It was a little light. There's a little lightness to it.
And we have. I'm only saying that because we do have evidence of that. I'll have to get that clip, start putting that out there every now and then.
I was terrified.
Oh man. Like again. But
it's bound to happen.
Oh man, that was so funny. But no, what I was getting at though was like, as far as going back to like the whole kids horror film, I think this is probably great for them, for some, of course. And for that, I do respect it and do appreciate it for that reason alone. But for myself, I want something darker, that like more of an adult. Still same thing, but as far as the animatronics and all that, love that. But just like darker, a darker tone to it, and more violence, like more violent kills and more violence, like actually seeing people getting ripped apart or whatever the case may be. You see some things here and there, but I understand why it wasn't like that, and why it was I don't want to say mellow like it was a super mellow, but more mellow than what I was looking for, what I would want. But again, I knew what I was getting from this. And I mean, as for that alone, they did a good job. I like how they kind of went, and I'm only going from memory from the first one. I feel like I guess they went deeper into the story with this whole Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes.
They definitely did, because they unveiled some things. They went deeper into the story, like I was mentioning the Charlotte character. You find out who she is with flashbacks, which I think is cool. Now she's tied to Vanessa. You find out someone else at Vanessa, which I do want to. This is a spoiler show, as you guys know, and I do want to say this part for a little bit later in the conversation. But who she's connected with in this film, we don't find out until later on, which I thought was a cool tie. I thought that right there was a cool tie, and the way it ends, I know they can't really play off of that cool tie, but it's kind of related to it because of what happens at the end, which again, we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, enough about, my thoughts. I'll get deeper into it as we go on, but what do you guys think? Whoever wants to go.
Yeah, you said it a couple of times. This is definitely a decent starter pack for both these movies are decent starter packs for kids getting into horror. I know that like with me when I was coming up, we didn't really. They kind of. I'm not going to say they kind of softened horror for kids my generation, 35 and under. The best that we got for horror geared to kids was Eddie Murphy's Haunted Mansion. That is like honestly, there's not that.
I was just gonna say real quick, which maybe I'll raise my hand if I have something to say, so I don't cut people off. I'll try that. I'll raise both hands. I was gonna say, but what about stuff like Goosebumps or no?
Yeah, Are You Afraid of the Dark and Goosebumps, the TV shows? I'm talking about like movie horror. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's not that much for my generation, but it's good the kids nowadays they have these two movies. Because I tell you what, when I watched the first one, it felt too much inside baseball to me. It really just felt like it was geared for like fans of the audience of the games.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, you still have that feeling, but this one feels more like this is definitely kind of a kid. No, not even kind of. This is a kids' films. Even though I believe this movie was R, was it, or was it like PG-13? I'm not sure. But
Oh, wow.
you could definitely feel the kids film. The kid film. What's the word I'm trying to look for? Inspiration, mystique to this. And so I really appreciate it for that. Like I said, I had more fun with this because I did kind of did like a Wikipedia deep dive on the lore, before watching it both times. And I do like the fact that it does appreciate the lore and it really does expand upon it. And it doesn't leave people who aren't like familiar with the games out. So we're not like outside looking in. So it kind of brings us in on this time. And that's why I found myself liking it a lot more the second time I watched it, because I really got a chance to actually appreciate what it was doing.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one because I never played the games at all, but obviously it's such a pop icon. I know of the game and I've seen other people play the game like online and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I kind of understand the premise of like the stalker survival aspect of it. And I see where there were some things that they didn't really, but then they gave you some element of it to throw back to it. But yeah, the slowness of it at the build at the beginning with the first movie. And then when it finally kicks off, but then I realized they kind of kept it a little kiddie too, because it didn't seem like you really got blood or anything until really, really far into the end of the movie. But then this one, they kind of feel like, okay, they've done enough and they get you going right off pretty much the rip. They introduce some new characters. You kind of already get the premise, but then you already see the familiar faces. So immediately you're right into it and you don't feel alienated. You don't really care what the true story is from the game of it because of how the events unfold and then where it leads you to the second round. And then with the end of it, my lady's already waiting. She's like, when's this next one coming out? She's like, it's gotten better. So I want to see the third one.
Yeah, like I would definitely see a third one. Like if they do a trilogy, I would love to get a third one out of it.
So I believe they're going to do 4. I think it's going to be a little franchise. And I do want to see more. I'm not going to act like I'm a diehard fan of these, but I do want to see more because it's one of those things where you want to continue the story, finish the story, and kind of see. I'm hoping that each one gets better. Like I'm hoping that part 3 makes a jump, maybe even more of a jump from 2 to 3 than 1 to 2 was. And then of course for the last ones, however many more they make.
Kind of like the Sonic movies, kind of like how the Sonic movies did it, like how each one incrementally got better and better. Yeah.
And then for Tom Baker, you said we saw the Hammer films on TV when you were 8 years old, on the BBC when you were 8 years old. Great times. I get that too. From my generation, I mean, I'm an 80s baby. I think we all are here. It was normal for us though, like growing up, just watching. Like for me, I've told this story plenty of times, but I would watch a bunch of horror movies, and there was no kiddie horror at all with my older cousins and my older brother. A lot, no matter whose house we were at. I would be the one sneaking. They let me watch it with them, and this, that, and the third. As long as I'm not waking up any of our mothers and all that nonsense, because that's scarier than the movie. Again,
yeah. Oh yeah.
We all know that. We all know that as well.
Yeah.
But no, what I'm getting at though is like I feel like times have changed where I don't know if it's less acceptable or it's just different, just the way this younger generation is with their children. To where it's like, okay, you know what? You can watch horror, but I'm gonna start you off with this. Like I'm gonna start you off a lot easier. Shout out to my brother Henry, for example, which you guys know him. He's been on the show plenty of times. But with my nephews, with them, he lets them watch horror, but there's certain things he's not gonna let them watch. Like shit that we watched growing up.
Yeah.
A lot of it, he's not gonna let them watch. There's certain things he will let them watch and kind of explain it to them, but he's not gonna let them watch a lot of things. Versus like how we watched whatever the hell we can get our hands on, whether it be your parents were cool with it or you had an older sibling or cousins. Like in my thing was siblings and cousins and all that. So I do understand that, and I feel for me, I guess if I had a little one of my own, like I have stepkids, but they're older now. Anyway, for me, I feel like if I had a really younger one of my own, like once they're babies, you're watching what I'm watching. But once you're like able to like really comprehend what's going on, I may tone it down. But I feel it's going to be also one of those things because the wife is a horror fan too. So I feel like, one of the things where it's like from the womb till when you're here, horror is going to be your damn comfort because that's what you're going to hear a lot.
Yeah. Because, I'm thinking about what you were saying. And I'm a only child from my dad's marriage to my mom. I do have siblings, but that's from a second marriage. But I'm an only child, and my mom and my dad, man, I talk to them all the time. They wouldn't just let me watch anything. Like I believe when I was like 7, they let my cousin show me Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. So there was no like, okay, you're gonna start off something small and we're gonna edge you in there. No. I was already in the deep end. My mom showed me Chucky at 3. All right. And she torments me with Chucky too. I was terrified of Chucky as a 3 years old. Shit. As a 35 turned 36-year-old man, I'm still terrified of Chucky. My mom would torture me with Chucky. So I really think the reason why kids are built different nowadays is because people our age and younger are finally becoming parents. So they're kind of like, you know what? You're gonna watch the shit that I watch. And you're gonna be okay. I turned out fine.
I mean, I feel like it's a balance, and I feel like it may be leaning more towards like that whole age appropriate type thing with younger parents. I'm not saying with all across the board because you talk to some other parents. I'm just like say across the horror thing. I've been to a bunch of horror cons, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And some of them are like, I'll let them watch, what I watched growing up, and some are like, no, they can watch this. I'll let them watch clips of certain things where the horror aspect's not in it, but they can see like Jason's mask, for example. Like my niece, ever since she was little, she's never seen a Jason movie, but she knows that mask. She knows that freaking mask just from seeing it. from just it's like so into culture just in general now with a lot of the horror things that we grew up with, which I love. So where a lot of these kids have never seen these movies, but they know exactly who that character is. They just know that's Jason, that's his mask, or that's Freddy, that's his glove, and so on and so forth. Which I think is a beautiful thing. Like I like it. I like it either way. Again, like I said, for me personally, I would let them. I'm not gonna say watch whatever, but once you're real tiny little from the womb till maybe I don't know how old.
Yeah,
it's like. But then again, at the same time, I don't know because it's also like. No, I probably what I would want them to really get into it. So I would want them to have like that fun scare, I guess.
Yeah.
Or that kind of, because the fear I had for it, I don't know if they would have that same thing. To when I was little, there'd be movies that would just scare the hell out of me, but something just kept me there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wasn't running away. Now I'm not gonna say I wasn't hiding under the covers. I'm not gonna say I didn't cover my face. I'm not gonna say I didn't turn my head ever, because I'm sure I did. But I didn't leave the room unless I had to use the bathroom. Now I had to be walked to the bathroom, but that's besides the point. That's besides the point. I still came back and sat my ass down and watched that movie. Yeah. I don't know if it would be the same. Then again, it might be. The kid might be just as wild. Like, listen.
Yeah.
This is nothing. And of course, it wouldn't be like the thing is, I wouldn't show like the super, super, super violent stuff. You know what I mean? Like super overly violent, but more like cool, fun horror. Just some cool, good horror movies. Some slashers, yes, because I don't consider them like overly violent for some of them. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel it's one of those, but it's also a passion of mine too. So I feel with anybody, like whatever your favorite genre is of movie, you're gonna want, if you have children, you're gonna want your children to at least like that, even if they just like it a little bit.
Because I'll tell you, for me, what turned the corner for horror for me? I used to be a scaredy cat. I was scared of horror until I turned 8, and then the first Blade movie came out, And when I seen that Wesley Snipes was whooping vampires' ass, I was like, "Oh, that could be me too."
Yeah.
And then I stopped getting scared of horror movies. I'm like, I just learned martial arts and fuck up.
And you know what's funny about that, Johnny? Which we will. Don't worry, we will get back to Five Nights at Freddy. We're having a fun horror talk right now. We're bouncing all over like we always do. But is like for me growing up, right? I always like Jason's my favorite. I would root for Jason. I would root for Freddy. I would root for Michael Myers. Like, what sick and twisted child is doing this? But you know what it is though? It's like that's the marquee. Like that's what you're going to see. You learn that like watching these movies is like that's what I'm going to see. Jason. I'm going to see Freddy. I'm going to see Michael. I'm going to see blah blah blah. I'm not going to see the victims in the films. I'm not going to see the counselors. I mean, you are for the nudity, of course, but. You know what I mean, though. Like you don't care about those characters too, but then after a while, you start picking your favorite characters out of these films and franchises, which I freaking love. And you're actually, and as many times as you've seen certain movies, you're rooting for these characters to survive. Like you've never seen the movie before in your life. That's freaking. That's just hilarious, and it's just something I love. That it's something I love, and I hope never leaves me as far as with certain things with film.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you draw it out so much for franchise and stuff like that, you have to then have other characters to keep the interestingness of it going and for people to attach to these new things. And like Nightmare on Elm Street did it, right? First there's Nancy, then there's the chick from Dream Warrior. She's in a couple movies. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta have some type of the opposite end, you know, that antagonist to the protagonist, but then you gotta keep it interesting. If you're gonna keep the story going, you got to introduce some new shit or change some shit, you know?
Yeah. And one of the things, especially that this movie does, which one of the things it does that those movies used to do back in the day is they kind of made your monster sympathetic. You know, like with Jason and his mother, it's like these counselors wronged that family. Like he let the kid drown and the mama went crazy over it. With Freddy Krueger. Yeah, Freddy Krueger's a monster and he did horrible things to children, but they vigilante justice his ass without due process or having to go through the system.
Okay, all right. I want to speak on that some more because I like that. I want to speak on that some more, but really quick, I just want to read this. So, huge shout out to Tom, all the way from Belgium, right over here on the Sturdo Vision channel. I greatly appreciate you. I hope you hit that sub button, Tom. But huge shout out to you, and it's just cool again with this whole thing with horror, with this. What we're doing now, we're talking to somebody from another part of the freaking world. I think that's amazing. And not only that, but I'm assuming someone else that loves horror. I'm hoping.
You got a lot of knowledge.
Yeah. But like right here, yes, he said he's from Belgium, and her TV channel showed old horror movies at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. We'd watch them when we were small kids, plus the BBC channel. Had Hammer movies later in the evening, which I think is freaking awesome. And yeah, definitely different times. Definitely different times, man.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where like I wish we can like go back to, but see it like in more of a mature age.
Like an adult. Yeah, I think about that all the time.
Like there's times where I wish I can go back. I'm gonna say this really quick.
Say it.
I don't mean this in a crazy, weird way, but it'd be cool to be able to go back and like see myself as a kid with friends and family watching these movies for like the first times and just seeing either my fear or my excitement from it. And then just because I'm like, I wonder how I felt the first time I watched this. Like, I know you could kind of discuss it and describe, but like, I wonder how I really felt. I wonder how I looked. Like, cause that's one thing you don't know. Like, you know how you felt maybe. You don't know how you looked watching a freaking movie, especially the times to where you're like, no, I'm not scared. You're trying to play it off.
See, I have that thought all the time, but then I immediately think about, then I have to deal with my daddy or my mom and be like, who the fuck is this talking to my kid?
No. But it'd be more like, no, you wouldn't be talking. It'd be more like I guess like a fly on the wall type of deal, for a better lack of term. You know, something like that. You're
still in the room though.
Well, you're there, but you're invisible type of deal.
Okay.
He's the usher. He's the usher.
Okay.
It'd be kind of like, or it'd be kind of like, it's like, yo, I could just hit play on this tape and I don't mean like, of course,
yeah.
And I know what you guys are thinking. I know people are, yes, they had video cameras, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about going back to a specific moment in time in your life and being able to see it like right this second, like boom. A lot of it would be horror because it's just like horror movies and all that stuff.
That's how I am with Star Wars, man. That's how I am with Star Wars. Like I would like to see how I was, like from my perspective, seeing myself at 7 years old, looking at the screen, and just watching that joy on my face. That's how I am with Star Wars. So
honestly, I would say the same. I know I seen it for the first time with my my old neighbor. Shout out to Corey. That was a long time ago. Over on VHS, I believe it was a TV on a TV. You know them big ass heavy TVs. You know when that breaks down, you just keep it until you move.
That's a TV stand, 32-incher.
That's a TV stand now. That's a TV stand now. But so same with that. But going back to our conversation, what you were saying about Freddy, the vigilante justice, you could say they were wrong, but at the same time, I understand it. As far as like you're harming children, because it's like, all right, you're harming children. I mean, in real life, you're gonna call the cops. Okay, well, blah 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 blah. Don't go there anymore. Don't do that again. All right. Now you're just not doing anything about the situation. It happened again and again and again. I'll handle this
because because what's funny is, and I always felt like this is how you should definitely remake it. I've always felt like, what if they got the wrong guy? Like there was 2 Fred Krugers on that street. And they got the wrong guy, and that's the guy who's pissed off and killing your fucking kids, or unaliving. Sorry, you said unaliving. And I always thought that would be a good way to like tap into the remake, where like it's Freddy, but it's just like he wasn't the child predator Freddy. He just happened to have the same name. It's a mistaken identity.
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. I don't know if I'd want it as like a remake, but like a kind of like a, I guess for video game terms, like a side quest. Video game.
Yeah.
5 Nights at Freddy's.
Oh man,
I like
the
to
way that would work would be that like they would plan to go burn down the place he worked at, but he had the day off and somebody else was there on shift covering.
Exactly.
Another Fred Krueger, by the way.
But another Fred Krueger, yeah. And then he's like, okay, I'm killing you all.
But is that why? Hold up. So the one that gets burned, he's innocent.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's his revenge is to start coming back and killing.
Yeah. Yep.
I think Freddy's revenge. There you go.
And so that's why I like about this one, because like you're rooting for these animatronics, you're kind of rooting for them because you feel bad for them, right? And that's what they used to do in those old horror movies. It made you feel bad for the monster, and so you didn't feel bad when you started butchering the victims.
You know what? Speaking of that, I was rooting for the animatronics, especially when it came to that damn science teacher.
Oh man,
he was an asshole, Newman from Seinfeld.
I was like, you are the worst.
Yeah,
his ass got fucked up in Jurassic Park.
Yep. What did she say? What did she say? She said, "I want to see inside his head," or
I'm just going to get the inside of your head.
Yeah.
But it comes from. So we have Abby. She's in her science class. She's building a rope. She's trying to build a little robot thing for. There's a what the hell do you call this? There's a science fair coming up.
Science fair, yeah.
And this teacher, instead of like giving her confidence, he first sees he's like, "This is all you got." And then he just keeps talking. He's like, listen, you don't have to go to the science fair. You can just get a C and still pass and not have to go to the science fair. And I'm like, what kind of fucking teacher does that?
I'm like, you really hate your job.
Yeah. Or just hate kids. But it's like, or not even that. It's just like, because he was like, we won the past X amount of years, da. But it's like, so if you want to win again, what you do is you build this kid's confidence. You show them how to do things. You help them with it. And then guess what? Even if you don't win this year, next year you're going to be better. She's going to be better. Or at the end of the semester, she's going to be a hell of a lot better. And you may have still been breathing.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, no, fuck that. You hang on. Hold up. This science teacher is a big blame for a lot of the shit that happens. It was like a chain. After he did that, because she just felt down. Because remember, Abby and her brother Mike, she goes to the pizzeria. She leaves a note on the door when Mike goes on a date or whatever. She goes to the pizzeria. She's trying to find her friends, which were the animatronics. And her brother, sees a note, goes down there, just, speed some things up. He goes down there and they're talking. And then he says, some fun thing to kind of make her feel better. Because he was talking to Vanessa, and Vanessa was like, you need to kind of make her feel better. Said the third. So he was like, you want 1 million tickets. You can get whatever you want. Do you want these? And he picked up orange slices, which I want to say this right now. I love when they do stuff like this, where they mention a little thing.
Yeah.
then bring it back. Which they mentioned it. Asked about the orange slices, and then she doesn't eat them anymore because the one night when she got to eat as much as she wanted, she threw them up. Cool. Yes. And he said there was like an orange slime for the bomb. So I like how they brought that back later on. And I forgot what it was verbatim, but if she ate something, the orange would be like the orange slices again.
Yeah.
But anyway, with that scene, she ends up finding like a little machine thing where she can talk to the animatronics when it's working right or whatever. So she says, I want to get this. He lets her take that. He says, tells her not to go down there again. Boom, we get past that. Fast forward back to the science fair, which again, you knew something. I mean, it's going to happen. You knew something was going to happen. You knew she was probably going to leave. Her brother drops her off because he says he forgot something at the house, has to go back to the house. She goes into the science fair and she has, was it Chica?
Yeah.
Chica, the chicken or whatever the hell it is.
Without the beak too, which looked weird without the beak.
And it was made of glass.
Yeah.
Or no, plastic, because it didn't shatter like glass would.
Yeah.
And I guess it moved around a little bit. You see all the batteries in there. And she sees her one friend at the table, and she was going to go, she asked the teacher where she could set up. He says there's no more tables. Her friend saves her a spot. She was about to go over there. The teacher's like, hey, I'll put you in a special spot. And grabs it from her and purposely drops it. Like, you knew he was going to do some asshole shit. I really didn't think he was going to do that. Maybe want to punch him. It was one of those things where I'm just like, yo. I wanted to punch him dead in his face. Not only him, I'm going to jump back to the earlier in the movie really quick for Charlotte, because this is why Charlotte went crazy. When she seen the little boy get grabbed by one of these animatronics and get brought into the back room, she saved him.
Yeah.
And she ran up to so many different adults. Hey, there's a little boy getting taken.
And those kids like, get the fuck away from me. Yeah.
Yo, what the first adult she went to, she was like, hey, there's a little boy getting taken. Blah, 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 blah. He needs help.
Yeah.
Go tell your parents. What?
What the? I'm telling you. Yeah. I remember that. I wanted to
like she went to so many different adults doing what she's supposed to do, what she was raised and probably taught to do. And every adult is just like, get away from here, get away from, like, just pushing away. I'm like,
there's one adult in that scene. It's like the adults are talking or some shit like that.
Yeah. It was the women at the table, and she was like, the adults are talking.
Yeah,
I'm just like, what the fuck? Like that part, I'm just like, it's one of those things where I know it's a movie. Movie's got a movie, and the movie's got to do what the script says so they can go on and all that. But it's one of those situations where it's like, yo, listen, I would slap the shit out of everybody in there after I go save this kid. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
And then, like, if I remember correctly, the newspaper said girl blamed, I think. And I'm just like,
for going into an unrestricted area.
I'm like, you blame her for trying to save somebody. Get the fuck out of here.
Because you got to remember, nobody paid attention to the boy getting taken by one of these animatronics. Nobody paid attention to her going back there to save the boy. They only seen her carrying the boy when she was on stage. So they didn't see her coming from the back. They just seen him, and he like woke up and was like, I don't know who she is. Of course, he's a little kid. I can't blame him. Yeah. But for like, and then hold up, time out. Which I know when you go to these type of things, you go to birthday parties and stuff, kids are running around this, that, and the third. But 9 times out of 10, you know where your kid is. Like, there's like
for real.
Not only that, I'll say there's a family radar for the kids in your family. Because if you don't have your own kids, you're an uncle, you're a brother, you all that. You know what I'm just saying? You're all that shit. And I'm sure we've all been around kids in our family to where
it was the 80s.
True.
It was.
Actually, you know what? I take that back. I take all that back. The 80s
82.
And early 90s, you know what? They didn't know where we were.
Exactly.
80s and I'll say the 90s. Throw it into the 90s too. As far as, you go for your bike ride. Now, again, wherever you grew up, this is a place where, a time where it was like more communal to where like everybody knew everybody. So it's like, if you're out there fucking up, you'll go home and wonder how the hell your mother found out what the hell you were doing.
Exactly.
It's like, what the hell? I wasn't even with my brother. I was by myself. How the fuck she know I did this?
I really want to praise the set design, because I got to be honest with you. Look, William Afton's a monster and he kills kids, but he sure knows how to make a pizzeria for kids. Like,
yo,
I would have gone there. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That right there is basically Chuck E. Cheese.
Mm-hmm.
A better version of it, of course. But then you got to also think of back then when we were kids, Chuck E. Cheese wasn't what it is now. not at all what it is now. Like, yes, now it has better technology. Back then, it had better
Wi-Fi
shit.
and everything.
Yeah.
And it takes away, like, you know how cool it was to collect.
tracking.
Yo, you know how cool it was to collect tickets as a kid. Shit, even as a grown man, but as a kid, it was so cool to collect tickets.
And
now you know what?
Now everything's on a fucking card. It doesn't feel as good. It doesn't feel as like
you're actually winning anything.
Yeah.
Like you're actually getting anything.
I gotta be honest with you. I said that like I will look. I would go there now to that Freddy Fazbear pizza. I would go there now.
Listen,
it looks fun.
Listen, I would definitely go. Yo, listen. Carl, you're like, hey, yeah, what am I niece and nephew doing this weekend? Nothing. Would it be cool if I picked it? Yeah, you sure? What are you doing? Oh, we're going to 5 Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah. Let's go there and kick it.
And it's like the only reason why you're taking them is so you're gonna be there, you're not doing anything weird, but it's like I don't want to look weird, so I'm gonna come here with the kids and play with my niece and nephew, which is also a good thing.
Exactly. Big ass, he just eating pizzas, not even paying attention to the kids. She's like, oh man, can I get another pepperoni?
Fucking Freddy knows him by name and shit. Yo, meet me out back in 5, break time.
Like, Uncle Sturdy, some weird man, just get away from me. I'm getting some pizza.
Hey, that's my cousin Johnny. He's just getting pizza. Good.
Oh,
Who's
shit.
that? That's Gamer over there. You guys know him.
I'll be kicking it in that pizzeria.
Oh, shit.
Like, why are you guys here every weekend? Why don't you just work here? Because then we got to work. Duh.
You got to work. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't come here to work. Came here to play these games and shit.
Because I might be making some shit up in my head watching the movie. But I'm like, did they say there was like a fucking moat in there or something like that? I'm like, what the
No, there
fuck?
was. There wasn't in the first one, but this one here was like the original 5 Nights at Freddy's pizzeria.
Yeah.
The other one, from the first one, that was just in a different location.
Okay.
This one here was like the one. And yeah, which was funny.
You built that shit like a government establishment, layers and layers down.
I'm like, you got a fucking moat? Oh shit!
Yo, and 2 people fell in it.
Yeah,
walking. Well, no, one dude was running, but the other dude fell. I'm just like, yo, how? And then
I'm up in there.
What was funny about that part though, when the first dude fell in the moat, is he hears the splashing. He looks back and sees the toys diving in the water. He looks down, sees them coming at him, and still just stands there. I'm like, yo, get out of there, man.
Exactly. What the fuck wrong with you?
But and here's where I would say I wish that here's where the darker tone comes. Like for those scenes there with all that blood and stuff you've seen under the water, it would have been cool to see him getting chopped up. You know what I mean? Like for me, it would have been cool to see him getting chopped. But again, I see why they went where they went with it. That's why for me it's a 6 instead of like a 7 or an 8. Well, besides the story could be a little told better, but we'll get there.
Like I hope that one day they just do a straightforward adaptation of the games instead of like doing all this like extra shit. Like I really just like a story of a guy who doesn't know what he's getting into, gets a job, and he has to work there 5 nights, and he's getting fucked with by animatronics. Like I would really like to see that done. Like I would like to see an actual adaptation without all this extra added stuff, because I think that's what's bogs it down a little bit. So
I agree with that, Johnny. Like I wish there was a lot more action in it. Like as far as like I guess more, even if you had more characters for those extra kill offs, you know what I mean?
Thank you, Tom.
Tom, I greatly appreciate that. I was watching the Lady Sasha horror movie stream, and your channel showed up. It's fun too. I greatly appreciate that.
Lady Sasha, okay, I'll check her out.
Yes, we'll definitely check her out as well. And I'm glad you're here. I'm so happy you're here, Tom. What time is it in Belgium, by the way? Right now it's 8:40 where we are at. Well, this part of the US.
I think it might be like a 12-hour time difference. Hold on, I'm looking it up right now too. Shit.
That's awesome. Oh, where were we? But yeah, going back to
oh shit, 2:40.
That moat scene. Like that could have been just a lot darker. Like I'll say all the kills in this movie, for me, if they show them on screen and they're more gory, bloody, or even like the possession parts, if they showed that, I think that could have been pretty cool. But again, I get why, because of the audience that I feel like it is geared towards to an extent. And I'm not mad at it. It's just 2:40 a.m.
Wow.
I called it. I said 2:40.
You didn't say AM though.
I didn't say AM, no.
I see. That's even more appreciation right there. I don't know what your work schedule is, but appreciate you. I appreciate you.
It's damn near 3.
Yes. 3 a.m. and you're over here watching Horror Research 30 on the Third Vision channel. I appreciate that.
See, Tom must be the boss. He must be the boss. You know what I mean? He must be.
Tom runs things. Tom runs Belgium, in my opinion. As far as I'm concerned, Tom runs Belgium.
Wait, this man lives in the future. He's already in Friday.
He's a night crawler.
He's a night crawler.
Yo, listen. We got our night crawler now, guys. We got our night crawler, a part of the 30 slashes. We got our night crawler all the way from Belgium. Shout out to our night crawler all the way from Belgium.
All right, night crawler.
There we go. Well, okay. Question for both of you: what would you guys change about this? Because, like I said, for me, it's just more of like that violent, darker tone. And I'm just saying, as far as that goes, we can dig into the story after. As far as like those type of things go, would you guys want it to be like that for you, or how is it for you two gentlemen?
I kind of wish it was kind of like, look, I know what they're doing, I guess, because kids play the game a lot too. I kind of wish it was less kiddie in some aspects. You know, I really wish it was kind of like what I pitched earlier, where it was just a dude who needed a job, didn't know what he was getting into. He kept getting messed with by these animatronics. Then he decides to go back to work the next day because it's 5 nights. Instead of being like, I'm not coming over here ever again. I kind of just wish it was kind of simple like that and a little less kiddie.
What if it was a little less kiddie, like you said, simple, like you said, but instead of a guy working, what if it was a challenge similar to the ring?
Yeah.
As far as the ring tapes go, you know how that goes. But I'm saying, as far as like a challenge, like, can you survive 5 nights at Freddy's?
See, and that's kind of what I was hoping for based on the whole thing. I was like, okay, so are like the different things come out on each night, after 5 nights being locked in this place? Because that's what I always thought was happening.
That would be pretty good. That's actually a lot. It makes a lot more sense for why the guy would come back and not leave after night 1.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, what was the other movie that we had just saw recently that they kept dying and coming back before? Oh, Until Dawn.
Until Dawn.
That's kind of almost the same premise they could have played with and used here with the 5 nights, that every time you get 5 nights, every time you die, a new visitor. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Either every time you die or every night you survive.
Yeah.
And then I mean, just the way they're doing it, I don't know if you want to do all the animatronics at once or however you want to do it, but the last thing can be the marionette puppet, which we meet in this film.
Yep.
Yeah. Or so you got 2 options on this whole journey that you're trying to survive the 5 nights. You can either destroy and dismantle them, or you can just escape and hide, be extractionary and survive your 5 nights. But then with the second option, by the time you get to the 5th night, there's all of them out there looking for you.
Yep. I think that would have been more fun.
Oh, nice.
I gotta check that out.
Horror Monsieur.
Yeah, Horror Miser.
Tom? While you're here, what is your favorite favorite subgenre of horror? Like slasher, paranormal, found footage, so on and so forth. What were you gonna say, Johnny?
I thought you were about to do a reference to another casting in this movie. I thought you were gonna be like, "Hey Tom, what's your favorite scary movie?" Because this is kind of like a Scream reunion with Skeet Orange.
And that's the thing too, bro. Oh, speaking of Matthew Lillard, right?
Yeah, he's acting. Yeah,
he's the other killer from Scream, bro.
Yeah. I'm like, this is a nice little reunion.
When we got done watching this movie, I pulled out my phone, and when I went on TikTok or on YouTube Shorts, I forget which one it was, the first thing that came up was a video of Matthew Lillard chasing a fucking robber away from his house in the ice. He's in his boxers. I'm coming, motherfucker. I'm getting closer, bro. And then I just watched this where he's the bunny serial killer. I was like, this is insane. Stu and now the bunny. This is bad. He's actually not
and what's so cool is, I said at the end of the last week's show, but I really mean it. Like, these movies have led to like a renaissance for Matthew Lillard. Like, he's been in a lot of stuff since this. Like, he's in the latest season of Daredevil. He was in Alex Cross. He was in the new Scream movie. Like, this dude is having a big comeback. There's another show that I'm watching that he's showing up on. So I'm like, okay, good for Matthew Lillard, man, getting it with his little comeback on right now.
Yeah, and I'm starting to end my beef with Matthew Lillard. I feel like if my brother Henry could be mature and drop his beef with Corey Feldman, I can drop mine with Matthew Lillard.
What's wrong with Shaq?
with him and Skeet Ulrich. But Nicolas Cage, it's still fuck you.
Still fucking.
Yeah, that's not gonna end. I
So
can't. Listen. I'm maturing,
You know what?
but
You know what?
I'm only going so far.
I have a prediction. I think Spider Noir is gonna change Sturdy's mind.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's the year
I
that
doubt
the beef
it.
is over.
This
No, the
is
beef
the
won't be
year of
over.
Cage.
The
Sturdy
beef
will
definitely won't be
convert.
over. There's something again. I've admitted I liked them in Gone. I liked the movie Gone in 60 Seconds, and I liked Wind Talkers. I haven't seen them both in years, but I did like them both. I seen Wind Talkers more recently. I think I was like 22.
Wind Talkers was amazing. I saw it.
It was a really good movie.
Yeah.
But the last thing I seen him in was fucking terrible. The Carpenter's Son.
I mean, you know, they can't all be hits, man. He has to.
And most of them aren't.
Yeah, he has to buy his pyramid grave site, you know, somehow. That's true though. He has an actual fucking pyramid in New Orleans.
Take as many shots as MJ, you're bound to miss a few.
Exactly. But yeah, he has an actual pyramid that's going to be his final resting place in the middle of a graveyard in New Orleans. So that's a fact. That wasn't a joke.
That's wild. That's wild.
He's eccentric.
Hey, when you rich, you know, you're like, I'm gonna buy some crazy shit. I'm rich. I got the money.
Yeah, but then you lose the money and you got to get it back. That's why he's doing so many fucking movies now.
Shit, I'm gonna tell you right now because I like the way that pizzeria looks so much in Five Nights at Freddy's. If I had like $1 million or $1 billion, I'm recreating that. I'm like, that's my final resting place.
Honestly, having money like that, like, you know how cool it would be to be able to get the license to like make certain things from certain movies you enjoyed, but more of like an arcade style, fun style like this.
Yeah.
That's geared to. I'd say forget making a whole kids place. Make it for adults.
Yeah,
make it for adults. And I don't even mean crazy, just like wild crazy, but it's just like, you know, because if this is gonna be like a horror vibe, let's make it a horror vibe. Not we need to make it a horror vibe, but cute and kid friendly. I don't want your kids to get they can go next door to Chuck E. Cheese or Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah,
or wherever.
Keep that notion, Johnny, in mind about making your final mausoleum or whatever.
Yeah.
I think there's a larger play with that form because I'm pretty sure there's a law that if you're buried or your family's buried on your land, it can never be taken from your family.
See, there you go. It's gonna be operational too. It's gonna be an operational pizza joint. You can visit my grave and eat some pizza.
That'd be wild.
He keeping all that land in the mansion and all that. He keeping that all in the family.
Yeah. This is the Sturdivant family plot. Sturdivant family pot.
No creditor's going to take it. He's going to go bankrupt on day 0, on the last day of his life. Can't take it from the family. I'm here.
Sturdivant grave and pizzeria with all the Sturdivants in there. And there's going to be like, there'll be like them old paintings too, those old 17th century paintings in there.
Oh man, I did so like the visuals, the cinematography, and the vibes of that. I did really enjoy it.
Yeah,
and it did feel nostalgic and all that good stuff. And I want to see more animatronic horror. I do got to say, like that's one thing I thought about with this movie. And I know we have Willy's Wonderland. Wasn't really crazy about it. We had
why not? Why not though? Oh, Nicolas Cage. Never mind. I was like, why not? Because I actually like Willy's Wonderland quite a bit.
I think it was better than. I think the animatronics were better than this because they were more violent, from what I can remember.
He liked them more because he talked less.
But
he didn't have no line of dialogue at all in that movie.
No, but he yelled, and that pissed me off.
That was the one thing
he yelled, and he was dancing. He yelled, and he was dancing by the freaking what the hell? Not ping pong. What the hell do you call that? Pinball machine.
Machine.
Yeah.
Dancing and singing by that shit and yelling. Well, he didn't really sing, but he started yelling at one point, and I'm just like, every fucking movie, he always has to do this stupid ass yell for no reason.
That's his trademark.
He did it in the Jesus movie.
Yeah, that's his trademark.
I just want to slap. Oh my god, the character I want to slap the shit out of when I say this.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure he could whoop your ass as a character in that movie.
I doubt it
because he was whooping ass in that movie.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But yeah, like I want to see more animatronic horror, but like a darker tone. I mean, even with a good story, like a good, even for some sort of silly tale or whatever. Not I won't say silly tale, but like good writing, like a good animatronic horror film with some good writing.
Yeah,
crazy as that may sound, but with like a good writing, like why this is the way it is. Have a dark story to it, a dark tragic story to it, and then I don't know, maybe make 2 or 3 or just make one really good movie.
Yeah.
You know, there's just one person who's going to catch this from Blumhouse and go, how much more tragic do you want me to be than them being possessed by kids that were murdered by a guy who put himself in the suit to hide them?
Yeah.
But I'm saying though, put more of that into it. I guess show it.
Yeah,
foreign films would show it.
Agreed, because that's again the kiddiness of it is what just kind of like it was slow.
Yeah,
beginning, the kiddiness of it kind of, but it had its good elements and had other things that I still wanted to see when things happened. Mm-hmm. But I get why they couldn't, but I also don't care. They should have.
Exactly.
And I'm not a gore feed. I'm not.
This guy is.
I kind of wanted it.
But I'll also say, like, it also has me like interested enough that I'm gonna finish whatever, finish the story of the films that they do.
Yeah,
I'm going to, if they do 1 or 2 more films, I'm gonna watch those last 1 or 2 films because I'm like, it did pique my interest as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it may even go to the point of, especially by the way the last 2 are.
Yeah,
I may go back and watch all 4 of them again, like 2 or 1, however many they make. Go back and watch all of them, like back to back to back, in a sense of, over the course of a couple of days, to see how they kind of connect and tie together.
Yeah,
I'm double checking. It at the very least, it has me intrigued to watch whatever comes out next from these movies.
No, yeah, because it's made its money back too. I'm looking at the budget, because that's the only reason why they wouldn't do a sequel. It may double its budget, so I wouldn't see them not making another one.
I believe I believe they said they're at least making. I know I've seen it like in like Facebook groups and all that. People that are fans of this have said they're making at least 1 or 2 more. I believe Mick said they're like doing a franchise with it, so that's at least 2 more. I'll say 2 more then for a franchise, because trilogy would be 3.
Now, it didn't make as much as the first one though. Like, it made double its budget, but didn't make as much as the first one, because the first one made $297 million. This was like 60 million shy of that, but still made a lot of freaking money.
I wonder if it's because of like,
great.
Yeah, the disappointment in the first. Like the first one, people were excited about it.
Yeah,
I'll say people who played this game, and then just people who love horror. So it's like you're excited about it, you go check it out, and then you get the disappointment. You get the money, like they get the money in the box office, then you get the disappointment to where it's like you come out with part 2.
Yeah.
And then maybe not as many people are going to go rush out and see it. They'll wait for it to drop on streaming. And
I think that's exactly what happened.
And that's a shame, because in this case, it was better.
Yep.
And you know what sucks though is it's like, I don't know when this movie came on streaming. Johnny, could you look that up really quick? And the reason I'm asking this is because it's like movies, I feel, and I know I don't go to the theaters as much as I used to, and as much as I'd like to, but I mean, look at the gas prices, people.
Everything's going up. Everything's going up.
I got a question. Yeah, I got a question about the whole franchise thing, right? Because you had pulled up that you were saying how you would watch it or wouldn't watch it again, right? So does that mean if they did a good job, they did their job because then you would go back and watch the 1, 2s, 3s, and 4s? Or do you think a franchise is better if you can jump in at any point of any of the franchise and still be good with watching it? You know what I mean? Which one do you prefer that experience of?
Can you ask the first question again?
Yeah, all right, so like you were saying how like, hey, this is getting better. So you're saying when you go to watch, like if they do 4 of them, you might go back and watch 1, 2, 3, and 4. Mm-hmm. So in your opinion, does that feel like they did a good job, or do you not care and prefer franchises where no matter where you pick it up from in any point of the series, you're fine and you can just tag along and you don't care? Like if you started in number 5, you wouldn't care about 1, 2, 3, 4 because you got enough info. You know what I mean? Like which experience is better for you?
For me, I'm one of those people who, and I know it takes a lot longer, but when it comes to like franchises, I love just watching the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're like, I'll give you a great example, like with the Conjuring universe, I like every movie. Mm-hmm. There's quite a few in there I love. Maybe even the majority of them that I can say I love. I don't know per se how many, but there's some that I just like, but I'll still watch them all just because I like the whole connecting story of it, and I know those connect different. So like with this, it would be more so of like to see how these connect, like how all 4 stories connect by watching them closer together. But at the same time, though, I do like it to where I do have a franchise, which I guess you could say with any movie franchise that you enjoy. Mm-hmm. where you could pick a favorite or a couple favorite. You're like, I could watch this, this, and this and be good because I know the story already. I can be good. Like Friday the 13th. My favorite is part 7. I can watch that, but I can watch any of those. But well, Jason Goes to Hell. I'm not a big fan of. I'm not gonna lie, but I can still watch it if I that one. Okay, so that one is one I'll watch if I'm watching the whole franchise.
Yeah,
I won't single that one out. All the other ones I'd watch. But
I do want to interject real quick because you did ask me earlier when it went on streaming last week. It got on streaming last week, a week ago. Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, last week.
But yeah, then how long was it in theaters? I wonder because I know it dropped in theaters December 5th.
December 5th, yeah. So it must have been in theaters for about 2 months because it's usually 45 days, and then there's another 30 days from its digital release before it goes on to
streaming and all that. Okay.
But I want to jump in on that question too, Gamer.
Yeah.
I find it better to be at the start of a franchise than jumping in the middle. There's been some franchises where I jumped in the middle. I'm like, oh, this installment's really good. Let me go back to the beginning. Like one easy example is Terminator, because I started at Terminator, if you believe it or not. I started at Terminator 3, the one that came out when I was 13. Okay. And I was one of the 4 people who liked Terminator 3. And I'm like, oh man, let me see what happened in 2. Oh man, let me see what happened in 1. So there's been a few cases where I would jump like 2 movies in and then go back. But for the most part, I like being at the start, you know.
Mm-hmm. For those movies that you guys did start the franchise in the middle and then go to back, was there ever a case in time where you were like, why'd I even go back? I could have just kept going forward.
I'm not sure.
Saw?
I'll say for me, no. It was just more so of, damn, I wish I would have just seen the first one first. Just to get the story, even if whatever one did I watch or whatever the case may be. No matter how I feel about it, still like I wish I could have just started from the beginning. Yeah. And wait, you wish you would have started soft? You wish you would have started soft from the beginning?
No, I wish I started soft from the beginning because I jumped in and like fucking saw 3 or 4.
Oh, that was such.
And I wish I would have started from the beginning of it.
Saw was such a good time though, man. Saw was such a good time. Like I remember when my brother, big shout out to my brother Mike, and he's not even big into horror like that, but I watched Saw with him for the first time. This was obviously years ago. Like, and I remember I think a couple of them might have been out by that time. And we just chilled one night, got them all, and just watched them up to that point. And you guys know how I am with horror and gore. He's more like you when it comes to like the real gory stuff, Gamer. Maybe even enjoys it less than you do because he's not like he's not even really a horror fan. Like as far as movies go, watch certain things here and there.
He could take the ketchup squirts. He can't take the arm hanging.
Okay, so it's like that. Okay, because for me, when it comes to
the funny thing was like what I was gonna say with the Saw, because you mentioned Saw, but like him showing me that finally, he was like, "Oh, you should check these out. I know you would like them," and he was right. Yeah. Like the craziness of the story and all that crazy shit about it, but like the gore and stuff, I love watching those type of movies with people that flinch at that shit because it's so funny. It is so funny. And I want to tell you this really quick, Tom. You said you're into old ghost movies and sci-fi horror. Also love movies like Tourist Trap.
I saw Extra. Yeah,
I don't know if I've seen that or not. And old, weird, low-budget movies. Listen, you came to the right place because I do have another show where we just did our 35th episode, but first episode of the year. Starto Vision. It's on the same channel. And by the way, you'll be able to hear this on the anywhere you listen to podcasts as well. But I do lower budget. I do more independent movies, low budget movies, weird movies, all that stuff. This past Friday, we did Sorority Babes at the Slime Ball Bolorama, the first one. We're going to do the second one. Next episode, we do it, which will probably, I'm not sure when yet. I got to talk to the guys and see when everybody's free and all that good stuff, but it'll be soon. It'll be in the near future. Okay. I know that much.
I like the first episode. It was nice. Or the first episode I've seen. It's not the first episode of the year. I liked it. Yes. I liked it quite a bit.
And I do agree with you on this whole collab thing more. Easier said than done. Trust me. Easier said than done, but I would like to do some more collabs with more, horror creators and having them come on and talk some movies with us and, vice versa. It's between scheduling. That's a big one right there. That's a huge one, but I'm going to try to make it happen.
I
Now, what were you
was,
saying, Johnny?
I was actually piggybacking what you were saying with gore. I'm not a big gore guy, except for the Saw. The Saws are like the exception to the rules. And for me, it's not the fact that like I'm seeing it, but like I've always been the type of person of whatever I can envision in my head is much scarier than how they did it. And sometimes when I see like how the person like is taken out, it's kind of disappointing because like it's not as cool as how I would have thought of it. So I always like seeing the aftermath of something in like a horror movie where you see like the guts all like hanging out and stuff like that. I never like seeing the act of it happening because it's like most of the time, what happens on the screen can't top what's going on in your head, except for Saw. That's the only time where they topped it. But that's how I am when it comes to gore and horror films.
Oh,
Yeah,
me, see,
I used to love the Saw movies and like Midnight Meat Train, but for
That
some
was a good
reason,
one.
as I've gotten older, I can't do it like I used to, man. With
Yeah.
the whole body pieces and the gore and the chunks of meat and the sound, and I just can't do it no more.
See, I can still do it.
Oh, me too. Me too.
That's why this was perfect for me. This was made for me.
But I'll say me too, as far as what you're saying though, Johnny, as far as like the more gore and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But now, as I'm getting older and wiser, see, I got glasses now.
Yes.
I want more of a like. I want the gore still if it fits for the movie. If the movie calls for it. But I want a good story now as well. I'm not saying I never did, but like, say for body horror, for example, body horror can be real gory. It can be. It doesn't have to always be, but gory. You know, like the Substance and movies like that.
Yep.
But I feel like a really good story has to tie in with that. Really has to tie in with that. Like this, a better story with this could have been a better movie, even the way the visuals were, with the way the gore was and all that. Just something better written, better, more, I guess more mature too.
Most definitely, yeah.
Not a terrible movie, but I mean, again, you take that to where you just. I don't know the game at all though, so I don't know the story of the game. I don't know if the game, what type of story the game has. But if it has something,
great story,
you pull from that. Oh, if there's like a story to it, then which maybe I'll look at. Maybe I'll have to do some research because like YouTube it or something.
They kind of like, I keep saying kidified, but they kind of kidified the story from the games. When you go do a deep dive on the Wikipedia and all that, like I did with the lore, like you can tell an adult story. At least for me, it's just I just don't like the kiddie tone. I feel like it clashes. I feel like you could tell an adult story with Five Nights at Freddy's, but because a lot of kids play Five Nights at Freddy's, that's why they gear it to kids.
I mean, I guess you could do a little of both, though. I guess you can up the tone without going crazy. It doesn't have to be sexual at all. That's not even fucking important.
Exactly.
But maybe up the scares a little bit, or maybe just kind of I'm not even mad at the off-screen kills, but it'd be cool to see that. Oh, damn. I was gonna say it'd be cool to see the aftermath, but it's like
it's better dialogue.
Yeah, we'll say that. Better dialogue.
Imagine when she was seeing what was in his head. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So this movie is rated PG-13. So I can see why they can. What? Okay, excuse me. PG-13. Whatever the limits are, that's like makes it PG-13. I say go there with it. Of course, you know, because I feel they could have upped the ante a little bit more. I feel they could have upped the ante more and still kept it PG-13. Yeah, and kind of because I feel this movie is one of those movies to where it would be like, hey kids, let's go see Five Nights at Freddy's, and you wouldn't, not that you'd be mad you go to the movies with your kids. I don't mean it like that. You wouldn't be bored when you go to the theater with this movie.
And I don't think it would make less money if it was R. I mean, think about it. I mean, freaking Deadpool and Wolverine got $1.5 billion.
It might. Yes, that's very, very true. It also has that big M on it, that Marvel.
That's true.
Whatever happened to unrated cuts? Remember that? Remember when the DVDs used to be unrated edition?
Oh yeah, or do an unrated edition. You know what I mean?
Unrated director's cut with all the gore and everything.
You know, you eat your cake and have it too.
Theatrical, and I'm not mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that. And again, like I get why they went where they went. I just feel they could have. No, I'll say that they could have turned the nozzle up a little bit. They could have turned the violence up a little, and still have. They can even still have the off-screen kills, but show more of the aftermath. Show something from the aftermath of it, even if it's not too ripped up and gory, because you can't, because again, PG-13. But again, hit that level. Go to that You know what I mean? Hit
Yeah.
that level, go to that, push that bar. So it's
Kids are
you
a
know,
lot tougher than we give credits for, especially with these type of like gory movies. Like I used to work with kids too, and one of my many jobs, and kids will talk all the time to me because they know I'm a movie guy. All the time to me about like freaking Candyman. Like some kid like Kevin. I ain't gonna say his whole name, but this kid Kevin. He's like the favorite kid I work with. His dad
Mhm.
showed him freaking Candyman when that came out, the new one, and he was talking about the kills in that. So kids are a lot tougher than that. Kids aren't like these fragile things.
well, it,
Movies can turn the dial up a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
they no, they definitely could. They definitely could. And it's one of those things to where, like we were talking about earlier, about
Hello, cheese baby.
what were we allowed to watch when we were growing up? Hi, cheese baby Rake. And
Cheese baby.
then what we would allow, if you had children, what you would allow your children to watch. And it's like it's one of these things to where it's like yes, there's gonna be some things that I may not let them watch that I watched growing up. But there's also gonna be a lot of things that I would let them watch that I did watch growing up as well. Like you kind of balance it, or maybe I let them watch everything. Because honestly, I started watching more crazy shit as I got older. Once I found out about it, as far as like, I mean, just like with the wild and the more violent and all that stuff and horror. That was when I got older.
Exactly.
So yeah, with the cheesy stuff I grew up with, definitely. I mean, shit, I might even figure if I can find out the USA Network. Like, listen, you can watch Friday the 13th, but you got to watch the USA Network version. I was watching every Friday the 13th where it cuts out everything. Oh man,
I do want to say something that like Tom mentioned before watching those old horror movies on the BBC. We had public access here in America, so we got a lot of those too. Like that's how I discovered Night of the Living Dead for the first time. Because it's on public access and it's public domain, so they don't have no copyright. and that's how I found my love for those horror movies. And to plug Sturdo Vision, what does Mick say all the time? The late night horror shock jocks. They come on late at night in America, like after 10 o'clock. You have the Goulardis, and you have like in Cleveland we had Goulardi, and we had Big John and Little Chuck, or Little Chuck and Big John, I forgot his name. And we had those guys, Elvira. So we had those here in the States, and that's a lot of exposures. But like they weren't making new versions of those for us around my age in the late 90s, early 2000s. You know what I mean? They kind of stopped in the 80s doing that. So that's why I was bringing up earlier.
It's funny. So for me, growing up with around horror and all that, and my cousins and my brother and everybody who I grew up around horror with, I never watched a horror host thing until I was an adult. Because again, the people who had the remote or got to rent the movies, I was the baby of the group. So it's like I don't get a choice. You know what I mean? I don't get a choice. So it's all up to them what we're watching and this, that, and the third. So that's that's why I was introduced to them until like later in life. And honestly, it's one of those things that it sucks. Like I wish I was introduced to them earlier in life, just for the fact that I'll probably be more interested in watching their stuff. Like Joe Bob now, for example.
Yeah,
I watched like one or two things. I don't mind. It is entertaining, but at the same time, I'm like, I'd rather just watch the movie. For me.
Yeah.
But had I grown up with it, maybe that'd be different. I don't know. It is fun though. It is fun. It is funny. It is entertaining. But it's still just like, I'll just watch it. I'll just watch it. Type of deal. But yeah, wild imaginations. That was the thing though, Tom, is we had to have imaginations just in general to have a good time, especially if you're broke.
Yeah.
You can always afford an imagination. And you still can. I hope children nowadays still have imaginations and all that. But yeah, it was one of those things where you're watching these movies, and no matter how many times they tell you it's fake, it's make believe, this, that, and the third, as a kid, your imagination is gonna run wild. Like, listen,
yeah.
I just watched Friday the 13th last weekend, and now we're going camping. Is this whole Jason thing real or not? Type of deal. Come up with these funny, crazy scenarios and stuff in your head. Oh man, I miss it. That is one thing I want to say before, we got a couple more things before we wrap up the show, which we'll get into weekly rentals, then spin the wheel and then get going. But it's like, I wish, again, like I was saying, how I wish I can go back and see myself watching horror movies. Some days I wish I can go back and just borrow that fear, or just have that fear, like when you're watching a horror movie, and not as much fear to where you're scared, you got to sleep with the lights on and all that. I don't think my wife would like that. But as far as like, just like that fear watching the movie, where you're like you're like that tenseness, that not just the jumpiness. I'll jump at movies here and there, especially from high, but not just like the jumpy, like that actual fear where your heart's racing, you're scared, like that whole thing from when the movie starts to when the movie's done. When you leave the theater or the movie goes off when you're watching it at home or wherever you're watching it, after it's over, you're good. But during the film, scared.
I'm just imagining you asking your wife, "Hey, baby, can you leave the nightlight on for me?"
Nah, nightlight. It'd be studio lights. We're gonna sleep with the studio lights on. The dog's gonna sleep in the bed with us.
Yeah. When I was a kid, you know when that moment was that it hit me? Just before my happy giddy ass was so excited, got up, ran to the light switch, and just as I'm about to hit that light switch, I get that realization, oh shit, it's about to go out.
Yeah.
It's about to be dark in here. Hold on, fuck, click, and then you're like, all right, the TV lights, I'm good, I can see.
Yeah. Oh.
There was that. There was the whole like and not even when you're watching a horror movie, which you may be thinking about or whatever, you sleep lights on. And under the blanket for whatever reason, as a kid, even if the lights are off, was your freaking security blanket, but it never worked when your mom came with the belt. Ever. That force field sucks.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, the older people be like, you just hide under your blanket. They can't get to you. You'll be safe. Yep. Bullshit.
Yep. I'm telling you, man, I was a scaredy cat till I saw Wesley Snipes and Blade. That's how I learned martial arts. I'm like, I'll whoop a ghost ass. Have a fight just like Blade.
That was the bullshit that fucked it up for all the kids. What was it? The Nightmare on Elm Street, the final nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you can't use your blanket no more for protection. He's coming from under the blanket.
Exactly, right?
Rex got it, bro.
Yeah, it was a lie. It was a lie.
Even Rep took a slash.
I'm gonna try to look into that.
Yeah.
We'll try to look into that because I think it would be a good time. I really appreciate you letting us know about this, though, Tom. I really appreciate you again.
So I should have known that Tom was over in Europe in that region because Tom Baker. I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. That's one of the doctors. I don't know if that's really. I don't know if that's like coincidence or not, or if you're a Whovian, but let me know. I need a host for a Whovian podcast, so let me know, Tom.
A host for a Whovian podcast?
Yeah. That's what they call us Doctor Who fans, Whovians. You got the Trekkies, you got the Whovians. Star Wars, they don't got really good name for Star Wars fans either. Then you work on that too.
I mean, hey, you got what you got.
Yeah.
You can make something up down the road if you want to.
But I would suggest you guys watch Doctor Who. They got some good scary horror episodes on there too, on Doctor
Who. See,
now the scares are kind of nullified when you realize this guy has like a magic time travel box and he needs to get the F out of the situation. So the scares kind of.
The body snatchers, I thought the houseplants would take my body when I fell asleep. I was 10. And that's what I'm talking about right there. Like, I love that. I would love to just bring that back, like that fear when you're watching a movie as you were as a kid, and then that irrational thinking when you're watching a movie as a kid, but have that now as an adult, but only when the movie's done. Once the movie's done, that shit can go back to when I was a little kid again. That shit can go back in the past.
Shit, I have that as an adult all the time. Every time I watch a fucking zombie movie, I'm like, okay, how can these motherfuckers open doors? Can they go upstairs?
He's watching for research. He's building his strategy.
Exactly.
Yep.
Bro, Johnny,
chairs over.
You remember the My Buddy doll back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So first time watching Chucky, long story short, my aunt happened to come over to the house and she had a present for me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
And it was a My Buddy doll.
Yeah, my mama did the same thing.
Nice.
She had no clue I was watching the movie, brought that shit over, and I'm the same size of the Buddy doll staring at me while I got Child's Play Part 1 playing in the 2 rooms over.
I love it.
I was supposed to be happy and grateful for that doll.
See, my mama was like, that's how she kept me in check. She's like, Chucky gonna get you. But you know I was terrified of Chucky.
So my uncle, he did this to one of his girlfriends at the time. He had one of those dolls, and I guess she fell asleep on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
So what he did was he went and grabbed the doll and then like made like noise on the coffee table, like little feet running, and sat it down in front of her, and then left the room. Somehow woke her up. He said he was like, "Yo, it scared the shit out of her. She was pissed." I'm like, again, stuff like that to me is fun. That's the type of, just really quick, I know it's off subject, but that's the type of pranking that I like. But it's more so, it's like within your it's within your realm, like people and shit like that, like little fun things, not
Yeah.
But oh man,
Yeah,
that's freaking funny.
Prank people you love. Don't prank strangers because you'll get effed up. You prank strangers.
Yeah.
What up,
yeah.
James?
But let's dive into our weekly rentals. Then we'll spin the wheel. We'll let people know what's coming up, and then we'll get on out of here. But Gamer, kicking it off with you, good sir.
Yes, sir. Boom.
Ooh.
I was up late night one night, and I caught on Pluto on Reaction on their on-demand channel, Sin City, and then right after Sin City 2 as well, A Dame to Kill For. I love both of these movies. The second one is not as good as the first one. It's a star-studded cast. It's based on the Frank Miller graphic novels. Frank Miller's done things like Batman Year One and a bunch of other fucking comic books of gore and all these other things. So if you like that type of comic or storytelling, you're definitely going to like this because this is literally like live people playing in the artwork of the comic book. So you get people like Bruce Willis, Clive Owen, Mickey Rourke, Jessica Alba, Brittany Murphy. I mean, the list can go on and on. I keep forgetting all of them. It's a great story of different, it's almost like a broken up anthology that all relates to each other by the end with different characters. And then it leads into some of those characters in different situations in part 2. So you might have questions when you watch part 2, like, oh, I thought so-and-so died or this happened to so-and-so, but then it also ties in and tells you exactly why you're seeing them. Mm-hmm. So it does a decent job at that, but it just went down a little bit on the writing and the story-driven part of it with the second one. So the first one I'm going to end up giving an 8.5. The second one I'm going to end up giving about a 6.5. I might be a little stern on the second one, but that's only because there's so many great actors in that. The budget was so crazy. There was no reason for the second one to fucking fail.
Fair.
I mean, it was at least a decade apart, though.
That is true. Worth the Rentals Part 1, absolutely. The second one is one of those things you kind of watch because it's there and it's part of the series and you watch it and then you're good. You got it.
Okay.
The score with Robert De Niro,
Robert De Niro,
Edward Norton, Angela Bassett, and Marlon Brando the Great. I think this was one of Marlon Brando's last
movie. This is his last one.
The man, I mean, The Godfather, fucking on and on and on and on. Classics. The man's been in the film industry probably since like the 50s or some shit like that. I can't remember correctly.
It was the 50s.
It was the 50s?
Yeah.
It's a great heist movie. Robert De Niro is legendary in it as well. He plays his charismatic, smooth self, but he's an older gentleman and he's a bank robber. And he's kind of looking for the end of his career, He meets a young buck who he really wants out after he meets Ed Norton. And Ed Norton is interesting of a character. I really love that dynamic in the play. I love the twist in this movie and how it all plays out. There's a lot of games back and forth between who said what to who at times to get who to do what. And so it's a convoluted manipulation fest, but all for the heist. One's called The Score. Why did I watch that one? Because we were going to do my birthday picks for Popcorn and Pints, and I did The Inside Man, and this was going to be its bout combatant. But I decided to go with a comedy instead, so I still had to watch it, and I still had to tell you guys about it. This is one of my favorite movies, hand down. I've seen it in the theater. I've owned it on DVD. I owned it on VHS, and I had it on Blu-ray. Unfortunately, I don't have my collection anymore. But yeah, love this movie.
I love that movie, man, so much.
I give this one a 9.5. This is just like The Inside Man, up there as well. Short, real small nitpicks, because to me, it's really tough to really, really be perfect. But god damn it, these two movies are goddamn near it.
I'm like that with Italian Job.
And then we threw into Bumblebee. I'm a huge Transformer fan. I can watch all of these series nonstop over and over and over again. It doesn't matter. It's on YouTube. And when they come off YouTube and another one comes up, I'm looking for it and I'm watching it. I'm up late night just listening to it. Except this one isn't my favorite in the series. This is probably on the lower end. It was decent. It was good. John Cena, this is his part of his career where he's still overselling and overacting with certain things, in my opinion. I do like that the story is more about Bumblebee. I like that the intro puts you on Cybertron, like if you're watching a live action Transformers 86 movie. But then again, like I said, I kind of missed the vibe and the feel that the first three movies gave, with the feeling of camaraderie with Shia LaBeouf and the military trying to everybody trying to help each other be heard and be seen with the upper echelons and all that. And this one's completely opposite. It's like Black Ops. We doing what we want. Don't worry. And I hated it, that part of it. But other than that, it's a decent movie. In the whole series, I give this one a 7. So it's fair, worth the late fees. I'll leave that up to you and your taste. I'm glad I watched it and I don't mind catching it again, but I don't think I'm paying for it twice.
I hear you there.
I hear you.
All right, Johnny.
Okay, so I wanted to keep the theme for gaming since this was Five Nights at Freddy's. So I picked 4 game-related films. And we're going to start off with Gamer, starring one of my favorite actors, Gerard Butler. This is a very underrated gem. I remember seeing this back in 2009 in the theater, man. I just really, really loved it. I believe the guys who did Crank did this movie, too. And I really love Crank. So I'm going off the top of the dome. I could be wrong, but I really enjoyed Crank, so I really wanted to see what their next movie was going to be. And this is Gamer. You got Logan Lerman. He was in Percy Jackson. He plays a kid. And in this world, you can control other people, kind of like avatars, basically, right? These are real living human people, so it has a nice little like moral quandary to it. This is one of the rare films where Terry Crews is in it as the villain, and I think Terry Crews is really intimidating as the villain in this movie. And Dexter from Dexter is also the main antagonist of the movie. And so I really like Gamer. It's an underrated gem. Please check it out. I believe it should be on Shudder or Prime, so it's on streaming. It's a nice little fun Mad Maxy Thunderdome Death Race type film. Really good B movie. Next one is an OG for me. I know everybody loves this one. Hopefully everybody. Yes, 1995's Mortal Kombat. I love this movie. I don't love the second movie. That one doesn't exist to me. I can't believe I just acknowledged it. But I love this one here. I love Robin Shue as Liu Kang. Liu Kang is my second favorite character. My first favorite character, come on now. You share the same name. Johnny Cage. And I love Lyndon Ashby's Johnny Cage. He is Johnny Cage to me. I know in the video game, Johnny Cage is supposed to be based off of like Van Damme. You know, that's everybody's image before this movie. But when Lyndon Ashby took over, for a generation of people, he was Johnny Cage. I don't know about Carl Urban yet. I'm excited to see what Carl Urban does with my favorite character. But I like it. It's a nice throwback to Enter the Dragon. I don't really like the first of the new ones as much. I really feel like the first of the new ones, Johnny Cage should have been the main character, but they corrected it with the sequel. But still,
or Liu Kang,
or Liu Kang. But I really enjoy Mortal Kombat 95. I forgot to even give my rating. This is a 10 for me. All right, this is just me. Right, this is just my nostalgic love. I know it's not a perfect movie, but this is my perfect movie. I love Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat's a 10. Gamer, I think I said was a 7. So yeah.
Our Mortal Kombat's definitely worth the late fees, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's worth the late fees.
What about Gamer?
Nah. It's a good movie though, but it's not worth the late fees. Okay. I'll take the late fees from Mortal Kombat 95.
Though. All right.
I used to have the soundtrack.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World, man. I took a woman who was the love of my life at the time to this movie. We really enjoyed this movie. It actually makes you think about that relationship fondly. I have no bad blood. This is a good relationship movie as well as is a video game movie. And it's just nice. It's not based particularly on any type of video game property, just like Gamer, but it is inspired by a lot of them old school 8-bit fight beat 'em up movies. Very inventive. Edgar Wright directed it. It was one of the few times that I actually liked Michael Cera. I found my Nicolas Cage because it's Michael Cera. It's one of the few times that I actually enjoyed Michael Cera on screen, and it's a classic for a reason. I really like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and I'm so glad that my relationship didn't end that bad because I can watch this movie and not think about that.
Watch the movie, start crying and shit.
Exactly. This is an 8.
Other than the Super Mario movie that just came out recently, the new Scott Pilgrim is my second favorite video game movie adaptation.
Oh shit!
I love that movie.
It's a wonderful movie. Had a bad Netflix TV show though, but wonderful movie.
What about those late fees though, Johnny?
Yeah, I'll take the late fees for this. This and Mortal Kombat. Yeah. I'll tell you one film that I won't take the late fees for, but I enjoy it. Willy's Wonderland. Sir Sturdy's favorite movie, starring his favorite actor of all time, Nicolas Cage.
See.
And
listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, Tom. Do not believe that bullshit my cousin is selling you. I
liked it. I feel like this was what Five Nights at Freddy's, the first movie, should have been. Just Nicolas Cage walking in there, fucking up animatronics with his bare hands. He doesn't have a single line of dialogue except for his trademark scream. He gets, but does he get paid off of Mountain Dew? Like, I think they pay him a Mountain Dew.
There was some sort of soda that he loved because he was like singing about it and dancing. He was mentioned it a couple times when he was playing that game. Yeah, and he's just chugging that, and he's playing pinball, and he's just like whooping up these animatronics. I think the animatronics in this movie, even though they're like cheaper looking, they still had the better kills if you're gonna compare them to Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, I would say more of an adult tone, I guess.
More of an adult tone. Yep, and I feel like this is a nice little fun B movie with Nicolas Cage. It's kind of like, for me, the start of his career when he's like coming back to a return to form. It's like after he did like 800 of him terrible direct-to-DVD movies. This is the start where he started making good choices for his career again. And I've walked away really, really liking the movie. And this is a solid 8 for me too. It's not worth the late fees, but it's definitely something that you should watch late at night. You know, like a 12 midnight madness type movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I only got 2 for you guys this week, but I'm gonna kick it off with When the Lights Went Out. Kind of your basic paranormal type of film, possession type. My biggest thing with it was one of those movies to where it was like it starts out pretty decent and then just kind of plateaus and then just stays flat for the rest of it. And then the ending kind of drops it off. And I'm tell you right now, it's not worth the late fees. It is not worth the late fees. It's one of those movies where it's just like, listen, man, I rented this movie because, I thought I wanted to see it. And I watched it. I'm like, you just rented this like 2 hours ago. Yeah, I know. And I only live 5 minutes up the road, but here it is. Can we do something? Can I like get something with a couple dollars off or something? I'm not asking for anything for free, but I returned this early as hell. I usually keep movies for a couple days. I run them out for a couple days. This one's back quick. I didn't like this movie. I wanted to like it. Like I said, it had some aspects and some parts of it, but it was just a basic paranormal type of possession, exorcism type of film, which we've seen plenty of times. And this one just didn't do it right. This one didn't do it good. Was it worth the late fees? No. Was it worth the rental? No. Will I tell you not to watch this movie? No, I'll never tell you not to watch it. It's a watch at your own risk. It's a rent at your own risk. But you'd be a fool. You know what? I won't say that because someone may love this movie. I can't say you'd be a fool to get the late fees on this. I'll say, but this is one of those ones you don't want to like accidentally forget. Like, oh man, I forgot to bring this movie back. I'll bring it back Monday or Tuesday. Nah, bring that back as soon as you watch it. Bring that back as soon as you watch it.
Damn.
And then we have The Neighborhood. Sitcom, funny as hell. So I've seen episodes here and there. I don't know if I was at my dad's house or hanging out with the gamer when he was living there at the time. I can't remember where I've seen it, but I've seen it like bits and pieces. I've seen like a couple episodes here, a couple episodes there, and then recently I've been seeing a lot of clips on YouTube. So I'm like, all right, I need to check this show out because the clips are having me laughing or having me like really get into like, okay, what's gonna happen next? And I'm like, what the hell? So I started it. I started it sometime this week. I forgot what day I started it. Maybe even started like just yesterday and watched like 7 or 8 episodes already. Just because it's one of those things where you can like kind of have it on in the background. You like watch, sitcoms. You can kind of have it on in the background and kind of watch it. It's not worth it's worth the rental for me. It's not worth the late fees for this one because it's not like a show. I don't think I'm gonna like, oh my god, this is my shit. I gotta watch this. Like I can see myself going through this one time and being good. Maybe going back to a couple episodes here and there. But it is funny. And basically, it's instead of a black family moving to a white neighborhood, it's flipped. It's literally flipped. And like both the main family is the Butlers, Cedric the Entertainer's family, but the other family is definitely like one. If they're 1A, they're 1B.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And a really good. It's a good show though, and it kind of with some of the things because it does have some heartfelt stuff in there here and there. Maybe not as much as it did back in the '90s, and then it has the humor in there. And it kind of gives me, I won't say this, so don't quote me on this. It kind of gives me those kind of 90s vibes as far as that goes. And if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And of course, we're born in that era and lived in that era and seen those shows we grew up with. You know what I'm talking about. But it's not exactly that. But I do enjoy the show. I do think it's a good time. It's a fun time. And honestly, I'm just going to keep going on with it and kind of seeing where I go with it. And hopefully next week I will have 4 movies or 2 shows and 2 movies. Something. I'll have more by next week. I'll have more for you guys by next week. Sturdy Slashers, because you deserve more. You deserve more. So you can see what we should be slicing and dicing, maybe reviewing on here or any of the other fun stuff. I need to start watching some more crazy stuff, just some more weird things. And Tom, since I know that you like those like weird cheesy movies, I'm gonna make sure I try to have at least one every week in these weekly rentals. And of course, when we're doing the reviews of the other films, but now or on Vision, of course, I'm gonna keep you posted on that. But now, before I let you guys know what's coming up next, as far as on Popcorn and Pints and doing all the who you should follow and all that great stuff, I have to spin the wheel. I have to spin the wheel to see what movie we're gonna be slicing and dicing next Thursday. So I'm going to get to
destiny.
Yes. Spin this wheel. Pull it up. Bloop. Shuffle it a couple more times. Full screen that bad boy, and boom. Let's see what we'll be slicing and dicing next week. And again, all these movies on this wheel are from 2025. For the most part, there may be some from like 2024, and maybe 1 or 2 from 2026, maybe. But for the most part, everything's from 2025 horror movies that I did not watch last year, of course. Didn't go to the theaters and, was home.
Hard Eyes.
I did see this one, though. I did see this.
Hard Eyes.
Hard Eyes. Okay.
Hard Eyes is a fun. I'm so happy we're watching this. I did see this one time.
Pencil me in for this.
I penciled you in for Thursdays, Johnny.
Hell yeah. Yes.
I penned you in for this. Not the erasable pens either from back in the day.
Hell yes.
But Hard Eyes.
I love Hard Eyes.
No spoilers until next week, but it's a great freaking time. That's all I'm going to say. It is a great freaking time. Yes, the Wheel of Destiny has spoken and has summoned Hard Eyes. And I cannot wait to rewatch that, actually.
One of the few times I like Cuba Gooding's son in a movie.
I didn't even know
that
was his kid.
Yeah, Mason Gooden. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hard Eyes next week. I hope you're here for it. Gamer, I think you're gonna like this one.
I'm hoping so.
I think you're gonna have a good time with this one because it gives you which I will say this again without spoiling the movie, it gives you kind of a Screams vibe.
Okay.
Yes.
But for me, better, more fun, more up to date.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, I'll say. I really enjoyed this movie.
I'm agreeing with everything you're saying right now.
So there is a version of Scream out there that you like.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess you could say that. It came out in 2025.
Nice.
Well, there's a version of Scream that he likes that's not called Scary Movie.
It's the Mandela effect.
Scary movie. That's not called Scary Movie. Oh man, I can't wait for this. This was such a good freaking time. This was such a good freaking time.
Sequel comes out next year.
Nice.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah. So it's about that time. Which I will say this before I, shout out these two gentlemen that are here with me and tell you where you guys can find them. I will say this: all the links are in the description. Click those links and subscribe to everything in those descriptions because everybody there is very talented. But I'll say this, kick it off. Worst Aim Gamer Ever. You can find him everywhere. At Worst Aim Gamer Ever. And again, the link is right in the description, so you can find it even easier.
See you
Johnny
soon.
Loves Movies. Same thing. Link is in the description. You can find it even easier, but everywhere you go, Johnny Loves Movies. And then you can come back here every Thursday on the Sternovision channel, which is going to be a little confusing. The Sternovision channel, if you're watching it live on YouTube, but it's the Horror Research 30 podcast. Yes, the Horror Research 30 podcast. So that means over there on, Spotify, Apple, and everywhere that you listen to podcasts, you can listen to Horror Research 30. This episode's going to drop tomorrow, as far as the audios go. Sternovision is also on that same Horror Research 30. If you listen to podcasts, there's 35 episodes out now. And Sternovision, of course, you can also see here when we're live, or you can go back and watch a bunch of stuff. I have gaming content. I have a whole bunch of stuff on here. Damn near, I have over 1,000 videos on here, so just have a great time. I appreciate you, Tom. We all appreciate you for subbing to our channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, Tom.
And then I'll also say, check out Popcorn and Pints. We are actually diving into, or should I say, flying into, whether you're taking a plane or you can fly like the other guy.
That's the wrong guy.
But it's time for Superman versus Batman. Superman and the Mole Men and Batman. Yes, those. We're going way back. I've never even seen these.
40s and 60s, man.
Yes. What is it? 51 and 60 something, right?
Yeah, 51 and 66.
66.
51 and 66. So we're going to be going through those over on the Popcorn and Pine channel, which again is in the description. And I hope you're there for it. I hope you are all there for it because that's going to be a good, fun freaking ride. Batman's my guy. He always has been. He always will be. I got love for Superman, but I like Batman better. But we're going to see which movies are better. We've done these verses before over there on Popcorn and Pine, so we're going to do them again, I'm sure. But we're going to see which movies are better. I have a feeling I know which way I'm going to steer, but it's going to be a good time. And we have to watch Batman Forever again and Batman and Robin again, guys. Now, if you were on Popcorn and Pints from years ago, or go back and watch our Batman, I can't remember if it was Batman and Robin or Batman Forever episode, but your boy Sturdy got, just see how I was in that episode. Just see how I was in that episode. It was one of those. It was one of those. I had a few drinks. I had a few beverages.
He's having a flashback to the effects right now.
Kind of.
The Ice Age.
Kind of. But I'm not sure when. Within the next, I don't know how many weeks, but I will say this. This is what will be the next review on Sternovision. Sorority Babes and the Slime Bowl Bolorama Part 2.
Nice.
Because why not? We watched the first one. I feel like I got to watch the second one. And then I got some other stuff coming up, which I got to reach out to somebody for. But just be on the lookout for that. And just have a great night. I'll see you in your nightmare.